Okay, I can record another one. Let's see how long it takes, because, you know, space. They don't give you much space in there. Anyway, it's gonna be a long month next month. And hopefully we get through what we get through. I miss being in California. Even though there was mold under that sink, and that's the reason why we moved out of there. But other than that, I should explain what's going on, since I'm by myself and I don't have to deal with mouths next to me. Okay, we get here, right? Everything's fine. We go over to where the kids live. We hang out with Ava. We did it another time, too. We hung out with her like the next day or something, again. We took her all around. Everything was fine. We had to leave early because Chris didn't feel good. So, right before Thanksgiving, Chris goes, asked Gary, if we're going to be able to go over there and, we can do what we can, because we were short of money. And his wife has got this thing about what happened 6-7 months ago when we lived here before. She wants me to apologize, which I don't mind apologizing, because I do have a big mouth when it comes to, people that disregard me, I was brought up to respect your elders. And I'm her elder, but I don't get respect from her. Okay, I get it. That's the way she is. Fine. No problem. But wasn't the other day, but sometime last week, they call, and, our son calls and says, hey, we need to go help her out. She's not working, and the baby's being really active. She's 2 years old. They do that. And she's a stay-at-home work mom. She works from home. Okay. But then he called back like 5-10 minutes later and said, oh, only you, Dad, can go over there. She don't want Mom over there. Well, then Chris goes, well, guess what? I'm not going over there. Hey, deal with it. I'm not going over there. It's ridiculous. I mean, to be upset over something that happened months ago, and it was Chris that started that fight, and it was over cookies, and she's the one that pulled a gun out on me. But I let it go. That's the way I am. I'm not going to keep something going and going and going and going, because, it's ridiculous. That happened almost 8 months ago. It happened, I think the first argument happened in April over the cookies. There was a second mini argument that wasn't the one, the last one wasn't the one she pulled a gun on, but she called me useless. Well, I'm a 64-year-old woman, at the time I was 63. I don't have the stamina I have to be able to do it. And it was over because I wouldn't help Chris take stuff that belonged to them, because they were moving to Florida. And they left us high and dry practically, is what they did. Luckily, Tammy and Gary had set up a place, but it didn't work out because it had mold in the undersink. That's why we moved back here. But I don't know if it's because of that one or because of the one over the cookies, but it's ridiculous. I mean, I've never held a grudge. I've gotten angry. I said stuff I shouldn't have said. I admit it. I can be mouthy. Sorry, it's part of me. I'm not going to stand there, sit there, or whatever, and let somebody tell me what to do, how to do it, disrespect me, because I earn the respect. I always gave her respect. I still do. I still, think, hey, we need to get them each, something for Christmas, and I don't mind. Because, one's my son and the other one's the mother of my granddaughter. Well, you know what? I hate to tell her this, but she's the one causing all the problem by holding the grudge, because she's taking it out on us about it didn't work out in Florida for her, because now she's got to pay bills. She's got to watch her daughter because she don't want me there, so who can help? It's just ridiculous. I mean, I forgave her a long time ago for all the bull crap she said. That's just me. Now she needs a new car. Well, it's okay if Dad co-signs if his credit goes through. So, therefore, she wants him to do something nice, but she don't want me around. We'll see what Christmas gives, and I'll let you know. Because, I'm not ranting or anything. I'm over it. I've been over it. I really didn't want to come back to Texas. I did it because I knew she was going to be a stay-at-home mom, and she needed somebody to help keep the baby occupied while she was doing her work, which I don't mind doing. I really don't. It's my granddaughter. As a grandparent, and part of my duties, I guess. But if she don't want to, I'm not going to force her. But it's just it's getting ridiculous, is what it's doing. I mean, come on. I've been alive for 64 years. When I grew up, I respected my elders. It didn't matter who they were, whether they related or not. Hang on. Hold the thought.